Our countries in Asia bracing for a wet week ahead as the monsoon season approaches. Australia's southeast region is on high alert, with Prime Minister Anthony Albanese urging residents to be prepared for dangerous times ahead. Our fresh flood warnings coming through, even as the area is still struggling with swollen rivers. Our Victoria is the worst hit state, with thousands displaced and dozens of households without power. Many schools have shut and several roads are closed. The water level in the country's longest river, the Murray, could hit a near 30-year high by Friday. The Murray straddles the border between New South Wales and Victoria. Our storms are battering southeastern Australia due to a third La Nina weather event, dumping a month's worth of rain in just a matter of days. The crisis is likely to impact the cost of living in Australia. Mr Albanese has warned of higher grocery prices, with key agricultural districts affected. More on this, Daniel Robertson joins us live from Sydney. Daniel, what are authorities doing to ensure the safety of residents in regions likely to see floods in the days ahead?
Yeah, well, the Australian Defence Force has been deployed to the worst affected flood areas, and they are assisting the thousands of emergency service personnel that are on the ground that are there to assist any residents that need help to evacuate and to assist those who have been stranded. There are also helicopters on standby for those who have been cut off by road because the floodwaters have inundated key road areas. There have also been evacuation centres that have been set up, and that is for the thousands of residents that have been unable to return home due to their homes being damaged by these rising rivers and floodwaters. Thousands of sandbags are also being put in place in front of homes and businesses to try and prevent as much flood damage as possible. And the federal government is also helping with the Australian Defence Force across the country to try and assist all those being affected by this flood emergency. While the floodwaters are starting to recede and we have seen a little bit of drier conditions, the Bureau of Meteorology is warning that more thunderstorms are on the way, and they are urging people to remain vigilant and on alert. And in particular in Victoria, there is in fact some locals and authorities trying to build a flood levee that they are hoping will prevent a town from being flooded and could potentially save thousands of homes.
And Danielle, Australia's flood crisis is likely to take a chunk out of the federal budget to be announced next week as well. Australians face higher cost of living as well. What is at stake here?
Yeah, this flooding emergency is going to have impacts right across the country. Of course, many areas that have been flooded have been key farming areas. So the cost of living, it is going to put a lot more pressure on that. In particular, economists are warning that things like dairy, fruit and vegetables, the price of that is going to surge. Of course, the federal government has indicated that this flood emergency is going to have a significant impact on the budget. The federal government has to factor in money that needs to go towards repairs for things like homes and also for flood relief payments. And that is predicted to be in the billions. So not only is the cost of living going to go up, but it is going to have a major blow to the budget and is expected to worsen Australia's deficit. Not only is this going to be a massive financial toll for the country, which is also affecting supply chains of food, it is also taking a major emotional toll for people, especially for the communities that are now facing their fifth flood in around 18 months. It is really starting to take a toll for already struggling communities.
Thanks for that. Daniel Robertson reporting live to us there from Sydney.